What's up everybody, JJ here. Today we've got a review of, well, this. This unmarked box, as you read the title, is the Sokani Tiny. It is the Rode VideoMic Go copy that hopefully we'll check today to see if it's as good as. I don't have the Rode VideoMic Go to compare against today. We will be comparing it against my shotgun mic, that's the Deity D3 Pro. It's currently mounted on top of the camera, which is maybe 6 feet in front of me. It's not mounted super close. Hopefully in the future I will mount it somewhere right above me. That will give much better audio quality than it is right now, and I also need to sound treat this room. But if this lav mic produces really good audio, then maybe I can just use this and I can skip a lot of those difficult steps. So let's get to the unboxing and see exactly what's in here. Just a little disclaimer, Sokani did send me this microphone system free of charge, but they did not pay me for this review, and the opinions are entirely my own. I do get critical of them in the end, so watch through to the end to see my entire opinion on this system. So now it's time to unbox this. Nice, simple, unmarked box here. So you can put it in your bag and there's no obvious labels, there's no branding on here. But inside here, you've got your transmitter and receiver in here. They are reversible, you can put them on either side. It doesn't really matter. It's easy to tell them apart. One has a microphone on top, one has headphones on the other side. Other than the top of the module, they are both the same. Same on the front. They both use the same USB-C charging on the side, same button controls on the bottom, power on the other side. Other than that, they're the same. Hold down the power button to turn them both on. Each one has its own internal gain, so you can crank them up with the plus and minus on the bottom here. It is nice having these little waveforms across them, so you can see which part of your system may or may not be working. You can see if the transmitter has bars on it, but the receiver doesn't. It means maybe you're on mute. If you press the power button once, you can go onto mute mode and it will show up on top that you have muted the receiver. So it doesn't matter how much audio you have coming on the microphone side, nothing will make it to the other side. Turn off the mute and you can see those bars making it through. It's really good for just debugging your system there. You do have multiple channel options, and you can cycle through those. So you do have to make sure they're on the same channel. It's nice to have multiple channels just in case one channel is getting too much interference, or if you have two of these systems going, you could have one person hooked up with channel 1 and one person with channel 2, and then you can have multiple streams of audio recording in. They do have their own battery indicator on there, and the battery does last for a good long while. Even when turned off, I left these off for a couple months. It's been a couple months between when I started looking at these and when I'm finally getting down to this review, and the battery has stayed fully charged the entire time. But when it does run low, you can use USB-C. Any USB-C will work to charge this, which is a really nice feature. I'm so sick of micro USB. USB-C is the future. This is the way it should be. But other things in the box, you've got some cables in here. First, you've got a big long cable that does have a lav system on here. And if you pull off this windscreen, you're shown this underneath. And it looks really solidly made in there with a nice clip. You can clip onto shirts or wherever you want. You could take this clip off if you wanted to, and then with just this microphone you could tape it under your shirt or mount it however you want. But it's nice to see just options with however you want to rig it up. Also in the box you're given two cables. One they call the camera cable, and it is a TRS. The other one is, they say it's for a phone. It's a TRRS cable. So it's just for different situations you're going to use different of these cables, so it's nice that they include both of them in the box ready to go. Also in the box there was a standard USB-C cable, but I'm using it to charge somewhere else. Now let's get on to really testing these out and put them to some use. One added layer of complexity to this system is that each part of it has its own gain. So to explain that, the receiver that records your voice, that has a gain input on there. Then the part that receives it on the camera, that has a gain on it. And then my camera, it has a gain level on it. And then I'm feeding it and recording it on the Ninja 5, and that has a gain level on it. And then when I'm editing the video in DaVinci Resolve, I can then add a gain to it. So that's a lot of complexity to it to make sure you get all your levels correct, because you don't want to overboost any of those stages, because these all have an optimal range that they work in, and you don't want to over exceed these little electronics that are inside of here. But you also don't want to be too weak on any of those stages, because you can lose information in the transmission process. But now let's switch over. So now I've got the entire module clipped right to my collar here, and the receiver on the other side I was able to just clip onto the HDMI cable that I have running from my camera up to the Ninja 5, and so I can see on it if the levels on it are bouncing, then I know things are working correctly. And then also on the Ninja 5 I can see if the levels are bouncing on there, that it is actually recording audio. So how does this compare? This is the module recording feeding over, and I am using the line out plug on the receiver on the other side. There is a microphone jack on that as well, and we're gonna switch over now. And now we're recording on the microphone out of the receiver on the part that's connected to the camera. It seems like the levels are really hot coming out of the headphone levels because it doesn't expect the camera gain on the other side. It's expecting to go right into some headphones. And so it's really nice that there is both. So if you do have someone behind the camera, you could have them listening to it in one ear and making sure that levels are coming through correctly and the transmission isn't cutting out. But now the last piece that comes in your kit, I wanted to test how good this microphone is, because this will be a lot smaller than having this entire device clipped to your neck. So now I've got the microphone connected right here. It does have a thin foam windscreen on there. In here there's not much wind, so here's it without the windscreen on there to see if these audio levels change a little bit. When we go to the outside test, I'm gonna leave that one on because the slightest amount of wind could catch it. But down in this basement studio, there really isn't that much wind, and with this direction, it's not gonna catch my breath hitting on the microphone directly. So hopefully these levels sound good. Oh, I still am on the microphone input. I'm gonna switch it back over to the line input. And now I have audio feeding directly from this mic, no windscreen, and it's using the line out instead of the headphone jack. Now enough with that, let's take this outside to see how well it works outside and what kind of range we can expect out of a device like this. And now we're outside on the back porch recording through this lav mic. Hopefully there isn't too much wind or audio. There's two neighbors' pool pumps running right now. So hopefully this is rejecting a little bit of that. Also the AC unit just kicked on right behind the camera. So hopefully I'm able to noise reject a little bit of that. Let me show you with and without that noise rejection. Also a big part of this is the distance I can get. I can walk a long way away and the audio should stay the same. Hopefully when I'm turning like this, there's no audio cutout. I can be this far away. Far away I can the audio. Is it still working? This is a straight line of sight, but the module was in my pocket. Maybe if the module is like this, let's see how far I can get. Continuing to walk, turned around. If the module works all the way to here, I'll be super impressed. Now, let's start walking back. So that's really the best part of a lav system, is as I'm walking, I can turn around and the audio shouldn't change because the distance between the microphone and my face doesn't change. Unlike a mounted stationary shotgun mic, that's gonna stay in one place, and as I move, the audio is gonna change. As I even rotate with the shotgun mic, audio is gonna change. But with this, it always stays the same distance away from your mouth, so hopefully you get really consistent audio throughout all your shots. Now let's switch over to what the shotgun mic can pick up. So now we're recording through the shotgun mic pointed straight at me. The good part of a shotgun mic is that it's pretty decent at rejecting audio off center and behind it. So most of the noise is coming from behind it, but there's still a lot of ambient noise right now. But it's pointed directly at me. So this is where a shotgun mic should be best. But an issue with the shotgun mic is as I walk away, it will get quieter and quieter. And as I'm walking all the way down here, the big part of microphones is using the correct microphone for the correct shot. This in a stationary position, if I'm not going to be moving that much, the shotgun mic is higher quality than these lav mics that I'm using, but these wireless lav mics work for situations where the shotgun mic isn't going to work at all. Now let's take this back inside. First, I do have to go through all this footage to really compare it so I can give you some actual final thoughts in the end, but let's take this back inside. So now I've gone through all the footage And I think for a final conclusion of this product is they're kind of a specialty tool, and it's not going to be a really good shotgun microphone. I've got the Deity D3 Pro, which is a bit more expensive than these are, and I think in the proper situation, the shotgun mic will beat these out. But there's things this can do that the shotgun mic cannot do. Over long distances, this will keep consistent audio. The audio quality, of course, isn't going to be as good. And in the end of the day, this is a tool. That there's certain things this can do well, and there's certain things you can't do with this. The transmission doesn't work very well without line of sight between these two modules. So like in some of the test footage, when I turned around, the audio would cut out. Or even at long distances, with a straight line, the audio would still intermittently turn on and off. So if that was a deal breaker, if either you're not monitoring the audio at all times, if you don't have someone behind the camera monitoring it, or if you're filming something that's really important, like an interview where you don't get a second take of it. This, for simple YouTube videos, if I'm filming a far way away and the shotgun mic isn't going to pick it up, I would try it with this, where none of my shots are mission critical, where I can't redo them. If I was doing that, I would definitely have the shotgun mic recording a backup audio just in case these were to cut out at a key moment of time. The system build overall, I would say, is really good. It just works really well. It's fairly easy to set up. I do think all these points of gain could be an issue there. I did tweak raising some and lowering others to try to keep the audio the same to test out if there were changes, and the audio quality didn't really change in the final recording after it's been passed through all the stages of this system. But I do like it's USB-C chargeable. They've got internal batteries that work really well. This case, I think, is really slim and works. It just holds exactly what you need, and it's always ready to go. But in the end, I don't think I'll be giving up my shotgun mic to replace it with these. The audio quality just isn't good enough for me, so it looks like I will probably be doing some mounting solution in the future to get my shotgun mic closer to me, and I will be doing some sound treating in this room, so make sure you like and subscribe down below so you don't miss that update. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you think about the audio differences between this and the shotgun mic. If the audio quality is good enough, this system is way easier than using a shotgun mic, and then when you're farther away or closer to the mic, you've got to balance audio out later. With this, you plug it in and it works. You'll get consistent audio throughout your entire track. So that is a big convenience that comes with this system. But anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful for anyone else that's in the market for these, or just curious about wireless microphone systems. I hope you guys have an amazing week ahead of you, and I'll see you in the next video.